Hello, I'm Mr. Strobel and welcome to episode 25 of Enigmatica 2, where I built a basement and some storage. Just a bit of storage. I moved almost everything from the overworld now into the space station. I decided to go for full drawers because I have enough of them. Whatever can be turned into blocks, I'm probably gonna have in here, except for quartz blocks and those. We don't really use that. I'm gonna have more, and I have some extra storage over here that is currently organized by mod, but eventually this is gonna move to an AE system. However, before we get to that, there's a few things I want to do. Last episode at least, I made the energy relay crystals and I used them to make the IO crystals, which I then used to link the solar panels to the core. Now I'm going to use one of these to make a wireless crystal. And I'm going to place that. Let's place it 2 blocks down from here. And then I'm going to temporarily remove this one. Actually, before I do that, I need to turn off my oxygen because everything is going to be leaking out. And we will get to oxygen in a minute. I'm going to place one of the relays over here, which we didn't use them last time because we didn't need it. We could just go from IO crystal to IO crystal. But now I should get out my binder. I want to link. So I moved the energy pylon that takes energy out of the core to here. I'm going to bind you to the crystal here. And this one just creates a link for me in the end to this one. So you can see I have another one set up over there. And this is how we're going to have energy transported throughout the station. Okay, put this back in. Now I'm first going to move some machines from the overworld into here. I think this is a nice area right here. Now I'm going to, I haven't actually tried, but this should go through blocks. I'm going to link that one to this, and these are now wirelessly powered from that, what's it called? So-called wireless energy crystal. Yeah, sensible name. And I think this can hold about 9 connections, but we can upgrade, of course, later towards more connections. Probably set up some chests here to input into the machines, and then they will all output into the storage cell there. Now, oxygen has been a problem. You can actually hear it, it's quite loud. I had moved my advanced rocketry oxygen setup here because I thought it would be nice to have everything here and then it can be chunk loaded. It just couldn't keep up. This room is currently not pressurized. Let me just pressurize it for now. And then if you look at the oxygen that's in here, actually, I think they're keeping up pretty well. But I was running out of oxygen. If you have all those big rooms, they take about a bucket of liquid oxygen every second to keep the room pressurized. And my advanced rocketry system was not capable of handling that. So I built this 4 mechanism electrolyzers, of course with rotary condensators to make it liquid into the drum, which is full, 65,000 buckets. But I'm still going to make it a habit to turn off the ones that I'm not using. You can see it's currently drawing energy from the crystal because it's the same setup as you saw on the other one. Now, this block doesn't have to be glass, but I like it. And this one is also linked. It's actually linked to 11, so it can have more than 12, that one as well. So this is a really nice system, and of course I can always add more of these if I need to, or upgrade to the wireless to the draconic version, which just requires a bit of fusion crafting. Yeah, just a bit, but we'll get there eventually. Now, any AE system is gonna rely on processors for which we need inscribers. I got these, by the way, a long time ago from the overworld, from the meteorites. But we can't do much without charge surface, redstone, and because that's what it starts with, really, we need flux. Fluix. We need fluix. So remove the magnet for a moment. You probably already know this, but I'm going to show you quickly. This is going to make fluix crystals. Quite a bunch, which is nice. Now I need iron and there we go. And I want to make some inscribers. In fact, I want to make 5 inscribers. I need sticky. Which one if I do most stuff? I've got these. So I want some sticky pistons. And then I want 5 inscribers because we're gonna automate processors. And everything can go in here. This, by the way, is connected with an ender chest in my mechanism room on the overworld in case I melt ores. They'll come in here. And I already made some flux crystals, so now we have about 10 stacks of those. Where do I want to set up these? Well, it doesn't matter because I'm going to take them out again as soon as I have some engineering processors. I need 10 of these. And these are made from printed engineering circuits, which are made from diamonds on an inscriber engineering press. So let's put down 1. And let's get out the linking tool, binding tool, and we'll bind it there as well. So I want 10 diamonds and the, what is it, engineer press. Now, these are quite slow, and they can also only have 1 input at a time. It can have multiple output, but it's very slow, and it can have 1 input at a time. That's why I want the advanced inscribers. However, advanced inscribers require engineering circuits. They also require an energy acceptor, which luckily I got from a quest reward. Now we want some, I forgot about that part, some cable. Let's see, I can just make some glass cable, I guess, which is ME glass cable, which is quartz fiber, which is quartz powder and glass. I had a bunch of it made earlier. Some glass out. Because the energy acceptor is going to power these advanced inscribers, which they can't take energy directly from something else. The regular inscribers can, but this is actually different mod. This is A2 stuff, and it can't. So I need a bunch of, oh, I can't reach that. These. To make some cable. Let's continue with these. Oh, I also need silicon. And actually, oh, I don't have that much silicon. So I think the easiest way is sand in the sag mill. Oh, look at the power on this one. These things are really great. Great in power transfer. And after the 10 engineering circuits, we also need 10 silicon to be combined into an engineering processor with some redstone. And now that we have 10 printed circuits and 10 printed silicons, they can be combined into the engineering processors. Okay, let's upgrade. And yes, of course, I can wear my magnet again. Upgrade them to the advanced inscribers. And then we're going to go over here, and I see I missed an hydro conduit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is going to do silicon. This one is going to do calculation. This one is going to do engineering. And this one is going to do logic. These, sorry, they're going to be locked. So these are all going to be insert on green with a high priority. And they're going to extract on blue, always active. I actually changed my mind. Extract should be on a separate bus because I can only have one insert color and one extract color per connection. So they're all inserting on green with priority 2. This one is inserting on green with priority 0. So if I throw in some silicons or diamonds or redstone, the silicon should always go to the silicon processor. And you can see that, oh, they're not getting power yet, huh? You can see that this one can hold much more. Why are you not getting the other diamond? Interesting, I lost a diamond. Okay, I'm going to see if I can still link these. Also, that one inscriber. Yeah, okay, it was removed. I'm going to... Hello? Oh yes, of course. I'm being dumb. Did you know that? Because I told you that they need an energy acceptor for power. This is not... The energy acceptor is definitely a valid device. What are you on about? Okay, in that case I'll just take a power cell that thinks it's a valid device, and you can see some of these are working, although, oh yes, actually you're all working because you're making, and I can also put in the gold. Gold should go into here. Right, so it can only go into here because this is the only one with a valid press for it. This one that wouldn't accept it. And I don't think anything else would accept anything else, right? No, because nothing else would accept the redstone or the presses. Now, the one thing I didn't make is pure Certus crystals, which I should do. So let me grind up these first into dust. I don't know if you've ever used this, but they're really annoying. These take so long time to grow. This is how you normally make them. You make a quartz seed, and it says here this item won't despawn, which is good, because you would have to throw them in water and wait a really long time. Let's see this. You throw them in water and it turns into a pure Certus crystal, or you put them in the enrichment chamber. And we happen to have one. Actually, we have factory right here, and we can have split on. Apparently that's not remembered. So we can now add some pure Certus quartz to the chest. I'm actually not thinking I need this priority here. Unless... Oh wait, I think that's what they meant. So I was chatting with a bigger dragon roar on YDYT's Discord. And he said you can do it without a filter if you set priority. And I guess what I could do is extract on blue, always active, Extract on blue always active, and that must be what he meant. Extract on blue was active. Then, no, it has to be green. Has to be green. And really priority for these should not matter. I'm just thinking aloud right now. Just listen along to my thought process. These should not need a priority because whatever's coming from here, this won't accept unless it's redstone. And these, okay, so this is getting a higher priority. For those green ones, no. Actually also doesn't need this because it's going to extract brown from here. I have a feeling that this should be sufficient. And yes, I still don't need a filter. But let's see if we need anything else. So let's do another 9. And we get 9 diamonds. 3 diamonds, 3 gold, 9 silicon, and 3 pure certus, which we already have. So this can all go in here. But the only thing that's not going in there is... Ah, I see. Okay, so this one is accepting. So they have to be a higher priority. Okay. So, bigger dragon ore. You were right. I didn't think that this one would accept them. So, put them again. Even if I... Let's wait for it to be done completely. And get some more of these. So, let's see. You're still busy. And these can also be getting speed upgrades later. Or, yeah, I think they're speed upgrades. Or how do you call them? Acceleration cards. For now, we don't need them. Okay, so they're all done. I got another 6 of each. So if I put 3 of these in here, they cannot go in here. They can only go in there. Same with the 3 silicon. However, the calculation circuits ended up in there. The silicon went in there. Redstone went in here. And when the silicon comes in, it makes the processor, which should come right here. That is pretty neat. I quite like that. So, one simple conduit, green, and then just brown for the final stage. Nice. And in the end, once we have our A system set up, we hook up an interface to this chest, and then we can program it. I'm getting confused here, not gonna lie. So, I can link and unlink this one, but it won't accept. Can I at least link to this one? But they're all input, right? Out, in. Tiles cannot supply energy on that site. No, but... Ah, okay, maybe this is set to input. Output? Ah, okay. That is what it is. That is what it is. So now it's actually thinking it's inputting into there, but it's outputting. Sorry, it is thinking it's getting input into there, output from here. I'm like, what is this? It was set to the wrong direction. And now we just have a bunch of crafting to do to set up our AE system. We're gonna need a good amount of quartz glass to start with, and if I'm oh yes, that's it. I want to make energy cells, and then I want to turn those into the dense energy cell, which we'll keep here. I want to have another energy acceptor, because for now I'm going to keep that one there. Of course, ME controllers. You can't have an ME system without one. And I also want to use the Ender IO conduit cables instead of only the A ones, and I'll show you why later. And I'm going to turn them into dense. And then I want, let's see, where do I go here? I think I go here, right? Because I want panels that I can then turn into, let's see, this is for the interface that I need one of. Then I want, let's see, an ME interface terminal, and I want crafting terminals. Oh, I need first the regular ME terminals. I want 2 of those. I need 2 crafting tables. And I think they can be any type. So we have 2 crafting terminals. And one of them I'm going to turn into an interface terminal. And no, that's not enough, because now I also want some covered cables, 8 of which I'm going to turn white. Then I'm going to do, what was it? I think I was going to do 16 regular ones. I'm going to start with 8 regular ones, smart cables, and then 6, no, let's do 8 dense cables as well. I may have changed it. Oh, look at that. Frickin' laser beams! Okay, sorry, I had to say that. That's 3 blocks, 2 blocks from the center. So first of all, there's going to be a hole here. Oh, I forgot to show you this. So this area, if I do this, it's going to be pressurized. And if I close this hole and I go downstairs, even though everything is sealed, it's still pressurized. Well, everything is not sealed because I removed one single tiny bit of wood from this block, and that makes it just a bit block, and that is not sealed. And that's why the area below here is also pressurized. 1, 2. Let's build our E system a bit back. I think I like it a bit back. So if I'm gonna have my terminals here, 3, 4, 5, I'm gonna have my E system here. I think that's a good idea. And I like a large controller so that I can have lots of channels. And I also like energy cells because they make sure that your system doesn't choke if you're trying to insert stacks and stacks of stuff. You may have seen this on terminals. You're really loud again. Oh, you're already down there. Okay. You may have seen this when you insert stuff into terminals that it goes black. And I don't like that. So that is where the controller is, and now I can do a regular cell cable here. I want to have white cables actually, because that should turn my terminals white as well. Let's see, I have the crafting terminal in the center. I'm gonna have the, I think this is good size. Maybe I want to make this one bigger. Like that, yeah. So then we have the pattern terminal on one side and the interface terminal on the other side. And I'm gonna decorate that with some, I keep getting bread. With some, where are they? Laboratory blocks right here. Did I center this? Yeah, I did center this, okay. 1, 2, 3, right there. Now, I'm picking a block that doesn't have connected textures. And the reason is that it won't have connected textures here either. Now, I'm gonna need, let's see, 4, 8 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20 or so of these. So, oh sorry, these you make plates with anchors. You make anchors with a Certus cutting knife. And basically any type of ingot. And I want to have, let's see, because I think it, oh, it makes 4 at a time. And because of math, right? And you can even place these on the terminals. Now, they would never repeat the connected textures if it had a connected texture. That is why I picked a block that doesn't have that. And I'm gonna hang underneath here, because even though we won't see the bottom, I want to have it fixed. And I think that looks really cool. It doesn't work yet. That's the next step. I made another of those wireless transfer things. Now I'm hoping that I can also connect you to here. You're on an output mode, so that's okay. And I'm gonna select you and hit the acceptor. And hopefully that's gonna bring our E-system online. Right. How is that? Look at this, we have an E-system online. We don't have any storage yet, but we have an E-system online. And I think that's pretty cool. So the magic that I used here is conduits. You saw me make them earlier, and their conduits are there, but they're hidden. And they're hidden with transparent facades. Oh yes, no, it doesn't say here. It just says here oak wood planks because it looks straight through them. But they are transparent facades. And you can make transparent facades with facade. I'm pretty sure I've used these. I've shown you these with the Wither Killer. So they're just quite clear glass with conduit binder. And that means that it will take the block that you painted with, but nothing else. It doesn't have to be a solid block. It can be a fence, it can be a stair, anything else, right? And I used this one. This is an invisible block. It doesn't show anything. You can't place it. Don't think you can place it. Oh, you can place it. It's an invisible block. And I was hoping I'd get it back. The recipe is a bit tricky. It is more quite clear glass and machine parts, which are the industrial machine chassis with ingots. But you get 16, and you only need 4 for an invisible block, and you only need 1 invisible block because you can reuse it every time you paint them. So you can see the cables are coming out here from these facades and going into, in this case, the white cable. And yeah, I quite like this. I mean, this can be tacky. This is fine. We're on a space station, right? And this is the same block that I've used on the main control room. But I quite like the idea of having a floating AE system. And in fact, I think I'm gonna make a thumbnail for this. All right. Now we need to add some storage up. The first thing I want to do is hook up my drawers. So I extended my cable there, and I'm gonna make a storage bus. Now, one thing I'm not sure is, can I connect the storage bus straight onto the dense conduit? Because I tried that before with the terminals and they wouldn't. And it looks like they're still not doing that. Nope. So I'm gonna take this off and I'm gonna put you there, and I'm just gonna have a normal cable attached between them, and that works. And now it's online, and we're gonna give it a high priority because everything is going to go into my drawers first before it goes anywhere else. And I can set it to be input and output, which is already there. I can report inaccessible items. Interesting. Not sure what that means. So most of my storage is going to be in the drawers. and it's going to be accessible from the terminal. And this is one of the reasons why I use so many of these compacting drawers. I have readily access to my blocks of redstone as well as my regular redstone dust. I have access to my blocks of aluminium and blocks of copper, as well as my copper ingots, as well as my copper nuggets, whatever. So and that's so much easier. I don't have to craft them. They're already there in my system because they're there in the drawers. And this I always have it set by name. I have it set from A to Z. I don't want to link search box with JI. People do that and then I see them linking that and then they go searching here and it can't because this is overriding it, so I don't use it. I do like a somewhat larger terminal, although I thought there would be a medium one as well. Well, maybe not. So, of course, some things will not really fit in a drawer. If you look at what I set up here for my tech stuff, I have like, so these came from probably drops or from loot chests that I looted. But you know, I have one of these basic capacitors, one of these capacitors. I have some filters. I have a pair of boots. You know, I'm not going to use a drawer for each of these things, right? But I do want to have them in my storage system. So we're going to make a disk drive. Of course, and you knew that because you've seen AE. And you also know that if you make a disk drive, you need to have memories and disks. So, let's see. I'm going to make a bunch of memory modules. And I usually go for 16K. If you look at the ME, what is it, storage cell, and most people know this, you get like 1K, 4K, 16K, and you only need 3 1Ks for a 4K, so you get a 33% bonus, and only 3 4Ks for a 16K, so again a 33% bonus. But they each hold only 63 different types of items. This is, well, what is it, 10, 12 items already. This goes pretty fast. So they fill up pretty quickly, not because of the amount of bytes that they have, but just for the amount of types of items that they can store, which is not a lot. Now, the question is, can I hook up you up to my cable? Oh, you I can, okay. Now, you already have a lower priority, which is great. So now we put the disks in. And, oh, I thought they had 8 slots, they have 10. That's alright, I'll fill it up later. So now, I can drop in my ME cable, which is here. And that's going to be in the first disk. It has 1 item, 129 bytes, and 1 type. So we can now put everything that we have in these chests, and even stuff that we have in the overworld, into the drives. And it'll be great. We don't want this stuff in drawers, right? Now, we do want to set up a massive amount of automation for Minecolonies. Because Minecolonies, I'm gonna need a lot of materials all the time. Now these I got from quest rewards, but I want to have a bunch more. So I set up the first 32 interfaces with just the 8 assemblers I had, because they're actually quite a pain to make. And now that we have these 8 online, we can make it a bit easier for ourselves. We need some patterns, blank patterns, which are these. Let's see, how many can we make of this? Surely more than, yeah, 2, 3, 4. Let's make a bunch. Okay, and the first pattern we're gonna teach it is out of a blank pattern. I gotta need that a lot. I also want to have a pattern for my dense energy cable, which means I need a pattern for my energy cable, so I need a pattern for quartz fiber, and I don't want to have Ordic sub, so I'm going to have quartz dust. Oh, do 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to let's see. recipe I need. I want to have the regular fluid crystals. I don't want to have the dense ones. See, I don't have any quartz fiber in my inventory, which is nice. This pack has a mod that doesn't require that, because it can always make the recipe no matter what. And I don't have any of these conduits, but I can still make the recipe for the dense conduit. So that's what I want. Then I want the molecular assembler. So it needs to know how to make that. And therefore it needs to know how to make quartz glass. And again, I want to make sure it uses the nether quartz dust. And I was making a bunch of glass, which is now the system. You know quartz glass. Then you also need to know how to make annihilation cores, which we're going to do with regular nether quartz. No, I don't want to have ore dictionaries. Okay, I need to fix that for these. And for this one, actually that one is fine. This one is fine. This one. And it should say using substitutions no, which is correct. And this one, I don't want a pure Certus, I just want a regular Certus. Might be wasteful. Okay, so we have the annihilation cores. We need also the formation cores, which is going to be a regular Certus quartz. So formation core, annihilation core. Oh, I didn't mean I wanted to make a pattern of that. Stupid. Annihilation core, formation core, crafting table. Now it doesn't have any planks yet, so we need to make wood planks. Now I have a ton of dark, oak wood. So I'm gonna teach you. Let's click wood, and I'm gonna teach you crafting table. And then we're gonna, for now, drop them in manually because only these 8 are now enabled. You're gonna have one of these, and I try to spread them out because it makes sense that it can do the same multiple, use multiple interfaces and multiple assemblers. For example, for the molecular assembler, this one is going to make cores, and this one is going to make the glass, and this one is going to combine them into that one. So now I should be able to request, actually I'm going to have this one on craftable only, and now I should be able to make a bunch of these. What is it missing? Logic processors. We need a set of logic processors. Okay, in that case, first do 32 of those. Oh yes, we need crafting CPUs. Oh, we need more ME glass. We need more oh, it's actually, yeah, this one I need a bit more of this quartz fiber. And I don't want these. I want the regular fluid crystals. They are a lot cheaper to make. A bit more, okay. Oh, by the way, I had some issues with the terminal blacking out on me. So I think the acceptor in the middle made it that it went straight from the acceptor into the controller. So I moved to the back and added a third dense energy cell. That seems to have fixed it. So I was gonna make another 8. Okay, I'll make some more later. Then, so one of these basically, and I also need to have my Yeta wrench, if I can find it. If it's not in the system, which it is. So I set up these 4 columns. And basically, I think... Ah, no, they don't connect. Why don't you connect? It's so annoying that some of these things don't connect to the conduits. So I need some regular smart cable. That is annoying though. Okay, so I'm gonna place these like that. And I don't think they connect like this, right? Am I just being completely stupid now? I need crafting processors. So I have the co-processing units, the storage. I thought I needed a unit. Oh, maybe I didn't. So in that case, I can just make 3 crafting monitors. I made the storage monitor, which is just an ME level emitter and a plane panel, which we've done. 2, 3. I want to have 64K storage on these. And I made the 16Ks already. What am I missing? I'm missing calculation processors. Okay, I will make some. And I want to have crafting crow processors, which is engineering. And I didn't mean to make that many. Okay, I need it. I need more of these now. So I need calculation. I need calculation processors. I think I fixed my processor shortage. Now I need to figure out why these aren't getting online. If I connect them here. Ah, that one goes online. Okay, can I go put you straight onto here? Okay, I can. No, you're offline. Ah, this is so annoying. That took a lot longer than I had planned, and for some reason this monitor is placed incorrectly. There's definitely something weird going on. See, this one is complete. It's got a crafting. Oh! It just decided to connect. What about you? Are you going to connect yet? You have crafting storage, co-processing unit, monitor. Just the same as this one. And just the same as this one. Now, I don't know what exactly, if it's a block update that it needs. Apparently that's it. This was really bugging me. It wouldn't connect, and then I changed the setup, and then they did connect, and I don't get it. But they're online. That means we can now autocraft. Which also means we're now way longer into this episode than I was planning to do. But just to show you, I hope I can now make molecular assemblers. Let's make 16 of them for now, because I may not have enough. I have enough materials. Start. Now you can actually see that this one is making them. And it's growing pretty fast because it's got 2 co-processors, which wasn't my original intention, but we do have that now. In case you don't know, the interface terminal shows you the connections that you have on the interfaces. And oh yes, of course, the oak chest. These are connected to the assemblers, these one are not. But now we can set up the rest. However, this is getting a long episode. I just want to do one more thing before I wrap this up, and that is have a look at the wireless crafting terminal, which is fairly simple. I can make that. We've made all of these parts, right? except for the flux pearl, but that's flux dust with flux and ender pearls. But this requires an infinity booster card with quantum link processes, which is quartz class, which you've seen, flux pearls we just looked at, and dragon eggs I have, and quantum entangled singularities. And I want to try this out. This is an infinity booster card. I'm hoping I'm only going to need one because it says infinity. And then with the wireless crafting terminal, I should have access to my inventory anywhere, in fact any dimension. But I need quantum entangled singularities, for which I first need to have singularity, the simple one. Because it says here you drop it with ender dust and cause an explosion, I need to get singularities, which requires a 64 storage component and a matter condenser and a ton of stuff. So the matter condenser, I think we can do that. Let's see. Can do that? Yes, we can do that. We can make a 64, 3 16s, that's 9 4s, that is 27 1K cells. 27. We need 4Ks, should be 9. We're out of quartz glass, so which we can make, right? Oh, it's, yes, because I was cleaning up some stuff here earlier. Then we can make the 16Ks, and we can make a 64K. Okay, that should be enough, I think, for the singularity. No, it doesn't need power. Okay. Now, how do we get items in there quickly? That's quite a cheesy way. Using chisel and bits. And that is using chisel and bits fluid tanks. Because this, I don't know if you've ever used chisel and bits fluids, but basically, you can, I can show you. Let's see, I want mechanical, but I want elite logistical transporter, and I want elite mechanical. I have ultimate, I don't have elite, okay. Fine, and we should have a sync somewhere in the system as well. So, if I put the right, yes, this should be. Why is this not connecting? Let's see. This should have fluids. Do you have a sidedness to yourself? Apparently the chisel and bits fluid tank doesn't like automation. But what it does is you fill it with water and then you can take out bits. In this case, you know, we've seen the bits with chisel and bits before, but in this case you can actually make small puddles of water. So you can do fluids as well as you can do solids. Now, the nice thing is that this makes a really ton of bits, and they are accepted here. So if we can automate this into that, this is going rather fast. Well, compared to many of the other methods of generating items. We should do this. I can throw you away. The only problem is how to get water in it, so I'm just gonna come here and click it, which is really annoying. I also don't know how much is gonna be in one block. I might be able to calculate that, because it should be 4,000 per block. We can, oh, that's probably right. Right, so we need about 64 buckets into here. Yeah, that's gonna take a while. But I want to have these condensers so that next episode we can have a look at the wireless terminal. I also want to set up auto crafting for these machines, which I now realize maybe I'm gonna move them over there. I did set up an interface here. I just need to make patterns, which I will also show next episode. And maybe if this wireless crafting terminal doesn't work, we'll have a look at another thing. Because I need, wherever we're going to build under Minecolony, I need access to my AE system, and I need access to my crafting of the AE system. So, yeah, I do like this room. I'm thinking I was thinking maybe I'll put IE cables on here, hang them on the ceiling, or, I don't know, I'll see if I can do some other decorations about this stuff, but I quite like the floating bit of them. So, yeah, this is not going too fast, but it's the fastest method I know, at least, of putting items in here for a singularity. That's where we're going to wrap it up for now. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please click the like button because that really helps out my channel. And check out the links in the description for the other FTOG members that are streaming or recording for YouTube. And then I will see you in the next episode. Take care and bye bye.